All right, let's start a new file. Go to your File menu and pick the option for New. In this file, let's press R for the rectangle tool and click to draw a rectangle that's roughly the size of what you see on my screen. Now, we drew this rectangle in this template that's a top-down view. We have the green and red axes, but it turns out we're actually in a 3D world. We just haven't navigated our way there yet. So let's navigate into 3D. In SketchUp, there are 6 navigation tools on your large tool set. 3 of them, the functionality can be accessed from a 3-button scroll wheel mouse, and I highly recommend that you use a 3-button scroll wheel mouse with SketchUp. So let's figure out how to use those 3 functions first. So with your mouse, if you have a mouse wheel, roll it forward or backward, and you will zoom in and out of your model. And notice there's this new blue axis. It looks kind of strange right now. This will make more sense in just a bit. The zoom is smart. If you roll towards a corner and away from a corner, it will go to a different place than if you roll towards or away some other part of your model. Now try this. Hold down on that center mouse wheel like a button, and your cursor turns into an orbit tool cursor. And move your mouse around, and you're now orbiting into 3D. Now, orbiting can be a little disorienting at first, so here's the trick. Try this. Put your cursor, don't worry about your object, just think about your drawing window screen. Put your cursor towards the bottom of your drawing window. Click and hold down on that center mouse wheel, and move your mouse up about halfway. And notice you're tilting your model into a 3-dimensional view. Now let go of that center mouse wheel button and repeat the same steps. Go to the bottom, click, hold down, move up halfway. Now you're starting to turn it upside down. And if you repeat these steps in small increments, you can actually orbit 360 degrees around this object with lots of small little orbits. You could do the same from left to right. So from left, hold down on the mouse button, that center mouse wheel button. To the right, let go, repeat. And you can spin it around horizontally. And it's these small navigational movements that will get your navigation really sharp, really fast. If you try to make big sweeping movements with the orbit or zoom or other navigation tools, you'll get yourself into trouble. A third tool that you can access with your mouse, hold down on your center mouse wheel so that it's the orbit tool, and on the keyboard, hold down the shift key. Keep both the center mouse wheel pressed down and the shift key held down, and move your mouse, and you have a pan, or the hand looking icon, the pan tool. You can pan left to right, up and down. Let go of the shift and you're back in the orbit tool, and then let go of your center mouse wheel and you're back into whatever SketchUp tool you were in before. So you can get a majority of your navigation done with those 3 tools. Let's just quickly cover the other 3 navigation tools on your toolbar. To the right of the zoom magnifying glass is the zoom window magnifying glass. It's got a little dotted line around it. Click it. The way this tool works, click and hold down on your mouse and drag a window around one of the corners and let go. And it will jump you to that window or zoom into that window. I personally prefer to just roll my mouse wheel forward and backward. Try this. Zoom off into white space, roll your mouse wheel forward, forward, forward until there's nothing on your screen. And if you try orbiting around, pressing down that center mouse wheel, it can be tough to find your way back. There's a tool, though, called Zoom Extents. It's a magnifying glass with arrows in all 3 directions. Go ahead and click on it, and it will jump everything in your SketchUp drawing window to be full screen. This is helpful for getting out of trouble in that sort of case, or when you open or import a file and you want to know what all you have, you click Zoom Extents and it'll show you everything in your model. Last one is View Previous. Click on it once and you'll probably go back to that white space lost place that you were in. Click on it again, maybe still white space, click on it again. Now you see, And what's happening here, if you keep clicking it, is it remembers the last 5 views that you had. So it's going to cycle between a couple of white space views for me, and then this one, and back around to the first one again. This is useful when you're navigating to a really particular point, and then you accidentally navigate past it. You click on the view previous, and it'll bring you back to that last view you had. View previous is what you use to undo a view change. You don't use the undo button. That would undo the geometry you drew, the rectangle. So with these 6 navigation tools, primarily the ones in your mouse, let's go ahead and orient ourselves to where we have a view that's roughly like what I have on my screen, with the blue axis, that's the vertical axis, is pointing up. The green and red axes are pointing off to the right.